3 days later, when Laban returned, he was furious. He pursued Jacob for 7 days and finally caught up with him in the hill country of Gilead, west of the Euphrates River. Jacob and his people feared for the worst. They prepared for battle. But there was none. Laban had come in peace. He was not looking for a fight, as much as he was looking for an explanation. Not only was Laban insulted that Jacob had left secretly, not even allowing him to kiss his daughters and grandchildren goodbye, but he was further upset by the idea that Jacob had stolen his teraphim, the images of his household gods. Jacob was indignant at having been accused of stealing the idols. He not only swore he didn't have the idols, but he also promised he would kill anyone found with them. He invited Laban to search the camp. When Laban came to Rachel's tent, she was sitting on the camel bags where she had hidden the idols. Rachel pleaded that she could not rise, for the way of women was upon her. So despite the search, Laban never found his idols. Afterwards, Jacob and Laban made a pact of peace. The following day, Laban kissed his daughters and grandchildren goodbye, and the two men and their parties went their separate ways. Even though he had avoided a battle with Laban, Jacob still had his brother Esau to deal with. He decided to send messengers ahead to Esau in the land of Seir, the country of Edom. He told them to tell Esau that he had been living with Laban as an alien and had been detained there until now. When the messengers returned, they told Jacob that Esau was fast on his way to meet Jacob, and he was coming with 400 men. Jacob panicked. He and his party were no match for 400 men, and he was afraid that Esau would kill them all. He did what he could. First, he sent lavish gifts to Esau, including hundreds of sheep and goats and scores of cattle and camels, hoping to appease him. And at the same time, he moved his household and remaining goods to a safer place, back across the Jabbok, a tributary of the Jordan River. One of the most baffling stories in the Bible occurred at night on the bank of the Jabbok. Suddenly, he found himself wrestling in the dark with a mysterious stranger. Religious scholars for generations have debated the significance of this wrestling match. Does it symbolize the Israelites' persistent struggles with the Lord and the divine blessing it earned? Is it the battle every human must undergo with the forces of evil? In any event, Jacob and the stranger wrestled until the break of dawn, and when the stranger saw that he could not bring Jacob down, he struck Jacob's hip at its socket and sprained it. Nevertheless, Jacob eventually dominated the struggle. At daybreak, the man said, "Let me go!" But Jacob replied, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." In Genesis 32:28, the man replied,
"You shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with humans, and have prevailed."
Before the sun rose, the stranger left. As Jacob limped away, he realized he had come face to face with God and survived. To this day, many Israelites do not eat the thigh muscle that is on the hip socket, for that is where Jacob was struck. Jacob rejoined his family, but he still remained fearful as his brother and his men kept getting closer. Esau and his men were now within sight. Jacob called his family together. Fearful that they would not survive a battle with Esau, he motioned them to stay back. When Esau came closer, Jacob bowed to the ground 7 times. The two brothers, who had not seen each other for over 20 years, approached each other. Jacob's fears of Esau were unfounded, for his forgiving brother ran joyously toward him, embraced him, and kissed him. Esau asked Jacob what he meant by sending all those gifts. And Jacob replied, "To find favor with my Lord." But Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." But Jacob insisted, and Esau finally accepted the gifts. That day, Esau returned to Seir. And Jacob continued to Succoth, where he set up his tents and made pens for his cattle. Many years later, Jacob finally arrived safely at Shechem in the Promised Land, the land of Canaan, and he set up camp within sight of the city. He bought land from Hamor, the prince of the city, so that his people could live there in peace and harmony. And he set up an altar to the God of Israel.